Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name's Lisa Levinson, and I'm the Campaigns Director for In Defense of Animals and the founder of Vegan Spirituality. And what we do with vegan spirituality is explore veganism as a spiritual practice. And we do that every month or two together on these online gatherings. And we also do that in person. So if you're curious about that, you can send us a message at interfaith@idausa.org, and we will help you set up your own vegan spirituality group. But here we are today to celebrate the light of the animal kingdom. And I'm here with my co-host, Judy Carmen. Hello, Judy.
Hi, everybody.
Judy is the author of Peace to All Beings and of Homo Ahimsa. And together we are here to introduce you to our very special guest.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. And thanks for getting everything all set up. I know that's very technical and you always do it so well. So I get to introduce our guest. I'm so excited to meet her and learn more about her. Her name is Jerramiah Jerram, and also known as Jerramiah. She is an Essene, and from the Essene order, and she's also a sword bearer dedicated to the protection of the animal kingdom for many years, working with their light and angelic realms. Her mission is a world where animals are no longer harmed or eaten. As a creative artist and writer, she shares this vision through the Essenes and also through Instagram, Light of the Animal Kingdom, to awaken hearts and uphold the spirituality and sanctity of the animal kingdom. So, Jerry, we are so pleased to have you. You are just right here with us. This is what we all talk about. So, we want to hear so much more. Why don't we start out, if you would please, and tell us your vegan story. What inspired you to go vegan?
Hello, everybody. The vegan story for me is a very quick happening, and I had considered becoming vegan for many years and was probably practically vegan because I didn't drink milk, I didn't like eggs, and I hardly did anything, but I didn't completely do it. I've been vegetarian since I was 11, and I was in a meat-eating family, which was quite difficult. And my mother said, "Oh, when are you going to start eating properly?" Many years later. But I continued because I did not want to eat animals, and I didn't like the fact that animals were being killed to be eaten. So that was my story. In February, we had the Circle of Light meeting with the Light of the Animal Kingdom, the Global Circle of Light meeting, global prayer ceremony for the animal kingdom, which turned out to be an amazing, miraculous happening with lots of people joining the Circle of Light, including scientific sorts, spiritual sorts, and all sorts of people from all over the world. This was my great cosmic awakening.
In the early morning quiet, when the fields are breathing slow, there's a mother calling softly for the child she came to know. We took her milk, we took her baby, called it custom, called it need. But the earth remembers every bond we break to feed our greed. Bring the cows back to their mothers, bring the milk back to the young. Let no baby be taken before their life's begun. Bring them home to their mothers, let their bodies tell the truth. What was made for loving was never ours to use. She knows him by his breathing, by the sound beneath his cry, by the way the dawn is shining in his dark and liquid eyes. This is more than instinct speaking, more than nature's simple way. This is a love that crosses species, older than the word away. Bring the cows back to their mothers, let the circle still be whole. What is taken breaks the planet, what is love restores the soul. Bring them home to their mothers, let compassion be our guide. Every child beside their mother, every mother with her child. I have walked where moose give birth, where the cows lay down to calve. Placenta on the forest floor, a boundary sacred, raw and vast. I did not belong inside that circle, and she let me know it true. She ushered me back from the forest, from her home, where she belonged. Cows back to their mothers, honor where the birth blood lies. There are laws older than markets, written in the mother's eyes.
This last year, the krill fishery took 650,000 metric tons out of the Southern Ocean. And this is literally taking the food out of the mouths of whales and penguins, seabirds and seals. These species are being severely impacted by the greed of the krill fishery.
Waves where the great blue mothers roam, there are calves beneath the surface, learning oceans as their home. We reach deep for tiny bodies, scoop the krill from living seas, but that food was made for mothers and the young they hold and feed. Leave the krill for ocean mothers, leave the seas to feed their young. Let the whales and gentle giants raise their babies strong and sown. Bring them home to their mothers, land and ocean, hoof and fin. When we stop what's not ours to take, the healing can begin. We are waking from a long divided dream, where we fed on domination and called violence routine. Now a wider love is moving through our hands and what we choose. Every meal a sacred promise that no mother has to lose. Beloved, stand beside me with your feet upon the ground. Let our lives be living answers, let protection make it sound. This is how the world turns gentle, this is how the old ways end, when we choose the mother-child bond again and again and again. Bring the cows back to their mothers, let the mothers keep their.
It's a tiny bit less than 80 acres. I have Jersey cows, Holstein cows, a yak.
She estimates she's rescued about 158 cows.
And most cows don't get to live like this. It makes me happy.
Tack Ryder says she got to know cows working at a dairy farm in 1976.
The cows were just wonderful, and when they stopped making milk, they got slaughtered.
She decided to create the sanctuary after tragedy struck.
Huge storm, and I found all these dead cows in the field. The first cows I had were the 6 babies that survived the lightning storm.
She wrote a children's book about that experience, with proceeds benefiting the nonprofit, which she runs herself.
We feel entitled to artificially inseminate a cow, and when she gives birth, we steal her baby, even though her cries of anguish are unmistakable.
we showed the video. Did you see most of it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And that was the one that you were talking about,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, very powerful. Tammy Hay did a wonderful job with that, and some other people as well. So I wanted to ask you also to tell us about what it means that you're a light bearer, or a sword bearer, I mean, sorry.
A sword bearer. The sword
Yes.
bearer for me is to be a protector for the ceremonies when the Essenes do their ceremonies, which is about the animal kingdom, for protection for the animal kingdom.
Okay, so is it something that you earned, or within the Essene order?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When I met the Essenes many years ago, we were all initiated into the order, and I was a teenager, and I went to an animal meeting in Glastonbury, the heart of the chakra of the planet, and we met these incredible people, and they turned out to be the Essenes. And I was vegetarian, and that's one of their things that they promote, that people that join the Essenes and work for the light of the animal kingdom have to be not eating of animal flesh. So that's where it started. And then along the way, we were being initiated, and then we have to do work for the animals, and then we work our way up and do many things. And it's been many years. So that's
So
what's
you've been
happened.
with them quite a while with the Essene.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And there's a lot of people believe that Jesus and his family may have been Essenes, correct?
yes. And obviously, there's all the information about the Christocracy that has come out about how man has changed history and taken information out of the Bible and wherever else to say that that man can eat meat and it's okay. But obviously, if you ask Christ and you look at the information going back to the Dead Sea Scrolls, he promoted vegetarianism. He was a vegetarian.
Right.
And to
And
not
his
harm
family.
animals, and to not harm animals.
Right. And to not sacrifice animals also in
No,
the
to
temple,
not.
that sort of thing. Yeah. Um, so you talked a little about the angelic realms, and I know that everybody in the audience here uses a lot of prayer along with their activism work. But tell us more about the angelic realms and the life of the animals. How do you inform your spiritual work for the animals with the angels and the light of the animals? How does that work?
Well, we work with the animal. We work with angels, and we invite them and request them to assist us in our work on the planet for the animal kingdom. And we also have group meditations together. And if we're not together, we meet in a temple of light where we meet and we communicate and we do our work. And then we have the guidance from animal guides and beings, angelic beings, and we are downloaded information for us to continue to do our work, like many people that are light workers on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is adds a lot of power to your work to have that extra assistance from
Yes.
the animals and the angels, and that's I think encouraging to all of us, because especially in activist work, sometimes you feel alone, and we have to remember that there's help out there that we can't see necessarily, but they're there. They're wanting to help us. Yeah.
This is very important, because I've been interested in lots of things in my life, cosmic things and spiritual things, but the Essenes has always been in my heart and soul because of the animal kingdom, of working for the animal kingdom. And as we know, we're in a crisis in this world and we have to turn it around and we all have to stick together. And so this is why the Essenes, working under the banner of the Light of the Animal Kingdom, are reaching out to people of all nations and faiths and who care and love animals to all start working together and not to be separate. So
Right.
it is actually very important that we have the signs and that prayer is very powerful and that we can experiment with those things and get the proof of things because we are not alone.
Absolutely.
There's many of us working together, and it makes us stronger because now than ever before we're in the Aquarian age, and this is time of revolution and time of revelation, and with everything that we have going on with social media and everything is being exposed. Now they can't deny the truth of what is really going on with the animal kingdom.
Right. Yeah. And it's hard to believe, even for me after all this time, that this is still going on. But we're not, like you said, we are not alone. And there's a lot of power in us being together. So I'm so glad you guys are bringing us together in that way. So I wanted to ask you about your artwork. It's on Instagram. Can people find it on Instagram?
Yes, Light of the Animal Kingdom. I am an artist. I went to Chelsea College of Art. I did very different art, and I was never really into AI, but I've done AI art for Light of the Animal Kingdom. I started doing the Light of the Animal Kingdom Instagram in lockdown and got quite a lot of interest, but Instagram has changed and times changed, and now it's a very different platform. They keep changing it all the time. So now we are promoting the spirituality and the sanctity of the animal kingdom with Instagram and with lightoftheanimalkingdom.org, our website, which connects people up to all different events that we are doing. And I've been doing AI and artwork and writing to go with it. So it's a new beginning because we've had lots of talks as well on our 21st ceremony in the summer that the public can go to with our speakers, the Reverend Mothers from the Essenes, speaking about the animal kingdom. And we have amazing Summer Solstice events. And this summer we've got an important one coming up with the Compassion Games, a ceremony that will be happening, and we will be promoting the Compassion Games so people can interact with taking initiative to do something to change our world. I can enlighten you on that if you want to know that. Do you want to know that now?
Yes, but first, did you say that we can find your artwork and your writing at lightoftheanimalkingdom.org?
Yes, it's ongoing. It's ongoing. Yes.
Okay.
So let me have a look at this now, what I've got here. So we have the Compassion Games on June the 21st, the Summer Solstice ceremony in Glastonbury. And we will be launching one of the ways for the Compassion Games to be played. And the initiative is to befriend, be kind, and rewild our new world. And there will be a short ceremony live worldwide on Zoom. And the purpose of this initiative is to encourage people to create small pollination sanctuaries, global pollination sanctuaries. And it's an initiative to create and attract wildlife pollinators, bees, butterflies, and other pollinators. So people will be creating their own sanctuaries And these compassion games go on for 99 days, creating pollinating sanctuaries, and people can document and take photographs and videos online and document things about how their pollinators are coming to feed from the flowers and anything else that they can see from the natural wildlife being attracted to these pollinating sanctuaries.
I love it. I just love it. How do people get those things to you, the pictures of their pollinator gardens and that sort of thing?
Well, to participate in the Compassion Games, it's posted on oneworld.earth. So there will be all that information there to find out for people.
Wonderful. Okay. I'm thinking Lisa may want to open up for questions. And also, I know Shane is here and he is with the Essenes as well. And he might have wanted to add something about the Compassion Games.
Yes, we would love to invite Father Sheen to join us. He's also with the Light of the Animal Kingdom. And so we'll go ahead and add him on here. He works very closely with Jerramiah, and can share a bit about this event and how it was inspired and what we can do to join.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. We're going to be launching this initiative, which is a global pollinator sanctuary initiative. The pollinators are suffering considerably, and their numbers have diminished considerably. I remember when I was a child, I used to travel in the car with my mum and dad, and by the end of the journey, the windscreen would be covered in bugs, and that just doesn't happen now. I was with my wife driving in the car 4 hours or so recently, a few days ago, not a single bug. You know, this is a very real situation. So we want to build upon the momentum that we started in February for this event called the Global Circle of Light for the Animal Kingdom. And that was really focused on prayer for the animals, from people from all different faiths, all different nations, and offering their prayers, honouring the sacred spirit of the animal kingdom and the living world. So to build on that, on the Midsummer Solstice, we've been invited by the Compassion Games to suggest an initiative, a way that people can play the Compassion Games. So the Compassion Games is described as survival of the kindest. And so the whole purpose of the event, which takes place over a 99-day period starting on the Midsummer Solstice, the purpose of the event is to encourage people to engage in compassionate action to benefit people, it could be, or the planet, or other species that we share the planet with, and to engage in activities that actively promote compassion in the world. And so there are several different ways that's been suggested this year that people can play. And one of these is this initiative that we're spearheading, which is called Befriend, Be Kind, Rewild. And the purpose is to encourage people all around the world to create pollinator sanctuaries and to approach it as a sacred ceremonial act, creating a little tiny miniature ecosystem as an offering to the pollinators, and to approach it by firstly blessing the soil and making a connection, sentience to sentience, with the intelligence in the microbial life in the soil, and blessing the soil, blessing and praying over the seeds that'll be planted, or the plants that'll be planted in that soil, blessing the water. So it's sanctified as it's offered. And then to consider the whole creation of this little ecosystem. And the thing about this is it doesn't need to be anything more than necessarily planting a plant in, or seeds in of a flowering plant, pollinator-friendly plant, in a plant pot that you can put on your windowsill. It can be as simple as that. Or find a little area, if you have a balcony, and get some kind of larger pots and grow a little pollinator garden. Or find a little spot in your garden if you're fortunate to have a garden, and plant pollinator-friendly plants. But to treat it as a sacred ceremony and a sacred offering to the pollinators. And then we're encouraging people to document the tending of their little sanctuary, and to document the pollinators that come to feed, and then to feed that information back to the One World website, and to share these things on social media as well. And this initiative, Befriend, Be Kind, Rewild, is being encouraged as a way to play the Compassion Games 2026 in all the different bioregions in the world. So on one level, we're kind of having a very healthy competition to see which bioregion can create the most number of pollinator sanctuaries over the 99-day period that follows the midsummer solstice. And so this is going to be launched on the midsummer solstice as part of a 24-hour live broadcast of the launch of the Compassion Games 2026. It coincides with the only public meeting that the Brotherhood of the Essenes have once a year, and that's on the midsummer solstice. So we will be all meeting in Glastonbury for our only public meeting of the year, as we have done every year dating back to the early 1950s, and in private before then. And so we're going to be broadcasting a ceremony which will be us showing from our particular tradition, sharing an offering of how we would approach creating a little sanctuary. So we'll be blessing the soil, and blessing the plants, blessing the water, and then dedicating that sanctuary to the pollinators as a sacred offering. And then it's up to us to care for it and document how we care for it. Our hope is that this will also encourage people to form a deeper, loving relationship with the natural world around us, to look more deeply. We're surrounded by spiritual beings incarnated as animals and insects and birds. And so we have an opportunity to do something, just a little something that's meaningful to help the pollinators. Because the pollinators help feed us, they help the crops grow. We'd be in a right terrible mess if it wasn't for them. We owe them a lot. We've taken them for granted for so long, and they need our help. So what's not to love? I think it's a very simple act, very simple thing that anybody can do. And so yeah, we're encouraging people to participate all around the world. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Father Sheen. This is such an exciting project for us. It's a wonderful way to involve people around the world and to take a small step or a big step, depending on what size pollinator sanctuary they want to create. And it's a lovely idea, and also one that will bring people in during the Compassion Games to learn more about sentience and how to protect sentient beings.
May I just comment as well? I'm noticing in the webinar chat that people already enthusiastically saying, oh, we have a lot of milkweed, which attracts a lot of pollinators, or I think I'll plant a butterfly bush for butterflies and blue sage. This is wonderful. That's the kind of response that we're hoping we'll get from more people. That's great. Thank you to all the people that are taking the time to respond so readily and so positively to this simple initiative. And you'll be very, very welcome to participate. The more the merrier. Thank you.
We have a Monarch Watch group here in Lawrence, Kansas, and we bought a bunch of milkweed from them, 10 years ago or something, and we've got milkweed all over the place now. And what surprised me was how the smell is so beautiful of milkweed. It's the little flowers hang down, and it's just a most amazing smell. And of course that attracts the pollinators. And milkweed is great fun, and there's all the butterfly plants. There's so many, and we can buy them at this Monarch Watch every year. And so many people may have something like that in their towns and cities that they could look up and find plants. But I've noticed even Walmart sells a few pollinator plants, and so yeah, and label them that way, which is great. Do we have any questions?
Well, let's see. And also, I know Mary's with us. If she sees any, just let us know. But it looks like Tay Fang is sharing that it's not just butterflies and the bees, but also the moths are also flies, are certain types of flies.
It's so true, yeah.
In some areas, I know in California, where I'm located, the bees were, they weren't the traditional bees that we're used to seeing. These were often moths, or there are a type of wasp, actually, that does a lot of the pollination in California native plants. That's also very interesting.
Where I live here in Glastonbury, just outside the window here, there's a buddleia, which is the things the butterflies love. And we have these things called hummingbird hawk moth. I don't know whether you've ever seen one of these.
Yes, we have those too. Yeah.
They're so beautiful, and it comes to feed, and they're so quick. Little tiny things like this that hover like a hummingbird with a long proboscis, and they just hover, have a good old feed, and then on to the next, and they zoom around really quickly. But they're so beautiful.
Yeah, they're amazing. We do have those here. I think there must be the same. Another thing I've noticed is we don't fertilize or use pesticides or anything. So we have clover all over the place. And the bees love that clover.
Yes.
And that's really important to not turn your lawn into a carpet, so that there's lots of other plants there that just that come up by themselves if you don't
indeed
use herbicides and pesticides.
We have a garden here, which is, so this is the house I'm in, is the headquarters of the order, and in the garden it's like a wildflower meadow. It's very lovely. Everything's blooming. It's just beautiful. And we have lots and lots of pollinators. We have a little pond, little wildlife pond, and there are lots of flowering plants that come out of the pond as well. And the bees come to feed, and the wasps come to drink, and there's so much life there. We have dragonflies, beautiful red dragonflies, and what's not to love? I think it's a wonderful opportunity. Somebody mentioned in the chat, I had a moth in my apartment yesterday. I enjoyed their company. I love that. Absolutely love that. Yeah, I think it's very important that if more humans were to reach out empathically to connect with the life that's all around us, these other species, and to recognize that they're spiritual beings incarnated in their particular form, just like us humans, but in a different form. And to be aware of that sacred nature of all living things. I think it's a lovely thing. I do truly believe that the animals and the birds and the insects feel when a person does this. They sense when a person does this, and they're more comfortable in their company. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing to explore, a deeper relationship with the birds and the insects and the plants. You know, the sacred nature of sentient life.
And you have
What
inspired
a lovely thing to explore.
You've definitely inspired us through the Interfaith Vegan Coalition and also at Indefense.
Thank you.
We are putting together a garden at our sanctuary in Central California called Freedom Farm, and we just rescued some ex-racing turtles, and they will be having a special pond to live out their lives. And around the pond there'll be this butterfly garden or pollinator garden.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll be documenting this as we go along, because this
That's
is
wonderful.
being part of the initiative that you have.
Thank you, Lisa. That's just great. I really look forward to seeing what you do there. I love turtles. I think they're amazing.
Thank you to both of you for sharing this project and how we can get involved. I know there's a link through the One World website, and this project will be going from the summer solstice through the equinox for 99 days. And anything that you do in your garden, you can contribute. And you mentioned, shall we tag you on social media or post it onto the One World site? Any pictures or stories?
Yes. Yeah, there's a link that I put in the chat which goes to the general page about the Compassion Games. And I'd encourage people to just regularly check back there, because there'll be more information closer to the time about how people can upload and share their photos and videos.
And there's one other question here. How do we learn more about the Essene Order? Is there a website?
Well, no. At the moment, we don't have one, and this is very purposeful. And the reason for this is that we feel that the most important focus for our work is on our animal friends. And so in 2020, we decided to be working under the banner of the Light of the Animal Kingdom, because I think religion can get in the way of something much simpler when it comes to our relationship with the animals. This is nothing about religion. It's about recognizing the sacred nature of all life.
Is there
and that, in my opinion, transcends religion, or unites all religion, ideally. It's a simple, straightforward, underlying knowing that everybody who has a religious orientation, ideally, if they look more deeply, it makes sense that we care for our animal friends and stop abusing them. It's just clear and obvious.
Well, and that's certainly in line with vegan spirituality, for sure. But I'm wondering, though, for the person who asked that, is there a book you might recommend about the Essenes?
Not this particular order that we're involved with, which was founded in 1920. There are a couple of publications called the Essenic Light, but really, the most of the literature regarding the Essenes is dealing with the Essene community that lived in Qumran on the shores of the Dead Sea 2,000 years ago. And there's lots and lots of information about their practices, about the writings that have been found. But our particular order was founded in 1920 to prepare the ground, so to speak, for the beginning of the Aquarian age, that we are just really on the first few little increments of entering. And we're starting to, that's why we're feeling the great changes in the world. There's this push and pull from the old systems that we've been used to and frameworks societally for the last 2,000 years. And they're no longer fit for purpose. And we're living in a time of great transition. And so at this time, this is what we've been taught by our elders within the order, is that what we need to do, humanity, this is what we need to do, is to understand that we have a sacred duty of care toward all life. It's our responsibility to care for the animals and the living world as custodians. And the more we actually move, the closer we move toward this way of being, we'll see a shift and a change for the better in the world around us, because we're learning how to be responsible in our conduct and mindful and caring and loving.
Thank you.
So let's do what we can. I say, let's do what we can to bring it into being. And I feel that we're living in a time where we're kind of acting somewhat as midwives for the birthing of something completely new. But it's still going through a process of change. So we need to do what we can to help assist that process. And what we've been taught is that it's really through our love for the animal kingdom that will touch the hearts of people and bring people together. Because who doesn't love the living world? Who doesn't love nature and the animals?
Thank you very much, Father Sheen.
Thank you.
Jerry, for joining us. Both of you are part of this Order of Essenes and are planning this wonderful event together, the Befriend, and also Be Kind and Rewild for the Compassion Games in the summer of 2026. So we hope that everyone can tune in for this, and we're thrilled to share about it here today. And so thank you all very much. I don't know if we have any closing that we'd like to do to end our gathering today.
Jerry, did you want to close with something?
Yes, I will close.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Shall I start now? Yes.
Yes.
And the candle.
Yes. Ready.
The candle. May this be so, that the humanity understands that we are all here to serve and care for the animal kingdom. May this come to pass. May human beings let go of eating and harming animals. We all live in harmony with all sentient life. In the name of the Most High, Amen.
Amen. Wonderful. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerramiah.
Jerry
Thank you.
and Shane, for being with us today. I know everyone really got a lot of value out of this. So thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you to everybody for the opportunity to share with you. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's truly a blessing. Well, thank you. We look forward to seeing you for the Summer Solstice and participating.
Yes.
Likewise. Lots of love to everybody. Thank you.
Thanks to everyone.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.
Sweet dreams.